Hello, 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 everyone. It is yours truly, Dr. Shamika Dean, your favorite marketing solutionist. You all come on in as you're tuning in. Y'all already know what to do. Just comment, let me know where you're tuning in from. Um, if you are a first timer, hello, welcome. If you are a replay watcher, I truly, truly thank you so much for your continued support of my work, this these live videos, just showing up and listening to what I have to say. So thank you, thank you, thank you. And if you're not sure or you're new to me, I teach service-based entrepreneurs how to expand their expertise through signature program creation. And then I teach them how to market like a mogul. So, what that means is I teach them how to have a six-figure launch where they only have to launch once or twice a year to reach their multi six-figure goals and get on the map to millions. All right. So, again, let me know where you're tuning in from. Just comment. That's all you got to do is comment. Y'all don't act scared today. Okay. But let me share here on my page. Thank you, Mr. Tommy, for sharing. Hey, Stephanie from Arkansas. Hello, hello. How are you? Hey, Canicia from Texas. Listen, one thing about Stephanie and Canicia, y'all listen, y'all show up, okay? Y'all show up. I think y'all got those notifications on. Y'all got your notifications on because y'all are showing up and showing out. First, before I get into the topic today, we're going to be talking about marketing and marriage part two. And so I shared a little bit about some of the things that marketing, that I've learned when it comes to marketing, how I learned it through marriage. And but before we get started, I wanted to remind you that you only have about a week and a couple of days left to register for the Market Like a Mogul book launch. If you did not know, your girl is the number one best-selling author of the book Market Like a Mogul. I am hosting my book launch on February 26th in Clarksville, Tennessee. I am bringing on a very special guest, my friend, um, and you all may know him as America's dad or funny dad. Him and his son went viral on social media where they were having a conversation on the couch. So, Mr. DJ Pryor, you can go check him out. Just Google DJ Pryor, and you'll see his video has over, I think, 40 million views. So he will be our entertainment. We're going to have a chef catered meal. We're going to have some giveaways. We're going to have some other special guests, and you'll also get a chance to let me love on you. So why wouldn't you come, right? So just go to shamikadean.com and secure your spot for that. Again, it's February 26th. We start at 10 o'clock a.m. because I don't want to take up your whole day. All right. So if you're ready for the content today, just type ready in the comment section because we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm so excited about this content. I was sitting here talking to my husband earlier, and when he and I talk, it always kind of just gives me content, right? It just reminds me of content. So I was talking the first part of the marriage and marketing content. I talked about language as a locator. How many of y'all remember that? I talked about language as a locator and how important it is to use a language that locates and leads your clients to you. It doesn't matter how long you've been in business. You can be a millionaire. If you don't know how to speak a language that your audience is going to connect to, you will not convert. Period. Point blank. Boom. So today I'm going to be talking about marriage and marketing from a commitment perspective. Um, Commitment and consistency, right? So if you don't know my story about my husband and I, so my husband and I, we've been married collectively 16 years. We actually divorced after 7 years of marriage, and then we remarried each other. How many of you all knew that story? So we had a second chance to kind of do this thing right. Okay. But one of the things that I learned in when it comes to marriage is that, love is the foundation, right? But commitment is the strategy, right? And so when it comes to marketing, you can really love what you do. You can love your product or service. You can love the impact that you're making in the lives of others. But just because you love what you do doesn't mean that hardship won't come. Doesn't mean that there won't be days when you're like, I don't know what I'm doing. Maybe this is not what I should be doing. Maybe I'm doing the wrong thing. But when you choose to commit to it, it means that you're going to be consistent in doing what's necessary so that you can make that thing better, right? So it's the same concept with marketing. There are sometimes you're going to put things out there, right? So me being married, right? How many of y'all cook? Are y'all married? How many married women, married people do we have on here? Just I want to say a show of hands, but just type me. How many married people are on this broadcast? Let's type in the comments. Let me know. All right. So we got one. Okay. All right. So how many of you all cook? Okay. Hey, Drea. How many of you all cook? Right. So 25 this June. Wow, that's amazing. Congratulations. She says I cook. All right. So you know that your spouse may love you, but they may not always love everything you cook, right? So when it comes to cooking, it's not I know that's right. Julia said, I took your advice getting a chef. You better come through, honey. Listen, okay. I listen, I can cook, but I would rather hire someone. Okay. But when you prepare a meal, right, it's not just about how the food tastes, it's also about the presentation, right, of the food. And so it can taste as good as it wants to taste, but if you put that plate out there or you plate that food and it doesn't look tasty, it's probably not, they're probably not going to be really excited about eating it, right? Now our spouses love us. They love us, right? So they might hype us up. But the reality is if you pay attention to presentation is everything. Come on, Stephanie. Presentation is everything. So for me, I cook and it's always good. It's good, right? Not always, but I cook and it's good. However, sometimes if I'm rushing, it doesn't look as tasty. And I can always tell because my husband will look at the plate, he be like, or he'll say something like, you was in a rush today, weren't you? Right? So like you was in a rush today, right? And so what it taught me is that although I may not feel like it, although I may be in a rush, right? That I have to commit to still giving my best and putting forth my best effort. Are y'all still following me? I have to still commit and put forth my best effort even when I don't necessarily feel like it, or I'm tired, or I'm not getting exactly the response right that I want, right? But I still have to continue to put my best foot forward. The other thing is this. So how many of you listen, Drea, I'm trying to help the people today, okay? So how many of you all have been told this by my grandmother told me this, baby, the same thing you did to get him is the same thing you have to do to keep him. How many of y'all have heard that? Because I'm going to tie this right into marketing. Okay. So my grandmother used to say that. And you know how sometimes we can get so comfortable. So when you have been in business for a while and you've kind of had some success, you've been putting your products and services out there, right? And you get comfortable with your audience. So you may not put forth as much effort as you did when you were first trying to build your business and get the sales. But when it comes to marketing, listen, like my granny said, the same thing you did to get them is the same thing you have to do to keep them. Why? Because marketing to your clients is still about building that relationship and keeping that relationship spicy. And so the other thing, so that comes with commitment, right? And consistency. So the other thing is that even if what you have been doing has been pleasing for a long time, your audience grows too. Your audience changes too. You change. So you have to commit to also growing and doing what is necessary for you to continue to connect with your audience. It's the same thing with your marriage, right? Just because you know, you may have been able to, whisper in his ear a little bit when y'all first got together, and he get excited. Now, if you whisper in his ear, he might get irritated, right? So now he may want you to kiss him on the forehead, right? But that's a part of marketing. You got to still continue to show up. You have to commit to the process. You have to be willing to grow and evolve in your marketing strategy, because again, your audience is going to evolve. They're going to grow. They're going to change, and all of those things, right? So the other part, listen, I'm having so much fun with this marketing and marriage content. It's not even funny. The other part about your marketing strategy is that you have to be willing to I lost my train of thought. Come on back to me. Oh my goodness. I can't believe this happened. So what did I talk about? The same thing you did to get them, you have to do it to keep them. All right. You have to grow and evolve. You have to commit to growing and evolving with your audience, right? And you have to be another part of that commitment. I want to kind of highlight the consistency piece again. A lot of times we think that because we showed up a couple of times, 1, 2, 3 times, right? That's enough to make them excited or make them want to commit to us, right? So even in your marriage, you may have said something to your husband like, or your spouse like, well, I told you last month, I complimented you last month. So think about this. If your spouse's love languages, I talked about love languages last time I did this, but if your spouse's love language is words of affirmation, and the last time you told them that they were great, that they were amazing, that you admired how they did something was a month ago, you do know that's not enough to convince them, right? You do know that that's not enough. So it's the same thing with marketing. You say, well, I talked about that last month. Okay, but there are new people and the algorithms are shifting every week, right? So you have to make sure that you're consistent. You're committing to consistency. So you're consistently, right, putting yourself out there in front of people, and you're doing it in fresh new ways. Is this good to y'all or not? Because if it's not, then I'm just gonna log off. But I'm just having so much fun with this. But committing to consistency is so important when it comes to your marketing strategy. Listen, I want y'all to do this. I'm going to give y'all some homework. Do y'all want some homework today? I want to give y'all some homework today so that you can bring this in tangibly and understand. Okay. All right. Good. Okay. So now, I want you, if you know your spouse's love language, right? I want you to ask your spouse if they still feel like they are receiving the same effort that they experienced when y'all first came together, in order for you, like the way that you love them or some of the things that you used to do. I want you to ask them. Some of y'all are going to already know the answer because you probably are like, I'm not asking him that because I'm not doing it, right? But I want you to ask them. And if you are already in business and you're already promoting, which you should be, most of you on here are already in business. You're already in business. I want you to ask your spouse if they know what you do. Ask them to describe your business in 1 or 2 sentences. Because here's what I'm trying to help you understand. If the person you live with, Kenesha says, baby. Al says, show what asking, I already know. But listen, here's how you can tell if it's consistency. Because if the one that you're with every day, that you spend the most of your time with, can't tell you what you do in business, you're probably not marketing the way that you think you're marketing. My husband, he doesn't really know my industry like that, but in his own words, he can articulate to me what I do. And he's not in the coaching space. He doesn't know the industry like that, but he can literally quote to me some of the quotes that I say to my clients, he can walk me through some of the processes and stuff that I take my clients through in his own words. So it means that I'm not just marketing to y'all. I'm not just marketing to y'all. I'm literally living and breathing what I do, because when you want to become good at marketing, you have to live and breathe your business in a way that it almost seeps through your pores. Okay. I don't just talk about marketing when I get on this live. I am marketing every single day of the week. I literally live and breathe this stuff. Because when you are really serious about what you do, it shows up in everything that you do. I can be talking to my husband and give him a whole marketing strategy for any idea that he has just off the top of my head. Why? Because this is what I do on a daily basis. Okay. She said, Lord, now I have to market my marriage too. Listen, you already presenting it, you already presenting it to him anyways. Like, you're already showing up. You just need to know if what you're putting out, if that is what is being perceived. That's another thing about marketing, right? Because when we're in marriage, we think that we are doing the darn thing. We think we have it in the bag. We think we know our clients like the back of our hands, and all of those things. Like, we think we know that. And we think that, and not our clients, but our spouses. And so a lot of times what we think we're putting off is not what's being perceived on the other end. It's not. So, Kanesia, first of all, like, your lifestyle is marketing. Like, when I talked to someone, I talked about lifestyle marketing, and I told someone, I said, you do know lifestyle marketing is simply you just showing parts of your life to people. Like, you're not pretending, you're not conjuring up some kind of marketing strategy or plan. It's literally your daily life and what you do. You think that it's insignificant, but the people that you're called to, they find those things inspiring. They find them interesting. Drew says we are a husband and wife team. Okay, but y'all don't do the same roles in the business, right? You don't do the same roles in the business. So if you don't do the same roles in the business, then you still can he communicate to you exactly what it is you do as a part of the team? Yeah, personal. So I talked about this as well in branding. If you haven't purchased my book, Market Like a Mogul, please purchase it, because I break down the branding piece too. She said, no, come get him. No, I know y'all have a lot of fun together. If you haven't done that, go to shamikadean.com so that you can purchase an autographed copy of the book. Better yet, go to shamikadean.com, register for the book launch so that you can come and get your book autographed right live on the spot. And I'll be able to hug your neck, as my granny would say. She said, no, come get him. Kinesia says, I show my life all the time. Right. And that's marketing. So whether you believe it, whether you know it or not, or you understand it or not, you're already marketing your product or service to people, because they already have a perception of what it is you're presenting to them. They already have a perception of what it is you're presenting to them. All right. So was this clear to y'all? I want to make sure that this was clear, that you all understood. I actually have to jump off here. I have a call like in 1 minute. So let's see if we can talk about lifestyle marketing on my next video. Just send me a message to remind me, because I get content ideas and I'll forget that I said I was going to talk about that sometimes. Talk about it. So send me a message so that I can pin it to my calendar, so that I can talk about lifestyle marketing, because a lot of people have lifestyle marketing mixed up, because they think lifestyle marketing is about flashiness, luxury labels, and all of that stuff. But that's not what lifestyle marketing is. And so I can do a video talking specifically about that. Okay. All right. Let me hop off here, y'all. I love y'all immensely and intensely. I got to run, hop on this call, and I'll be back tomorrow. All right. Talk to you later. Bye-bye. I said bye-bye like I was on the phone. Okay. Let me get off here.